It's time to grow your viewership while you sleep. And don't worry, it doesn't involve you live streaming on Twitch yourself sleeping, which people actually do. It's going to be actually building a viewer growth engine, which is essentially a system that you build that allows you to scalably find viewers without you actually doing the work to find viewers. You just have to do the work to build the engine, operate the engine, and maintain it / fine tune it. Now, this analogy maybe feels a little weird because it's kind of like I'm talking about cars or maybe planes that have engines. And it's like, is actually growing my business like running a car? And it's like, yes and no. Like, no, it's not like running a car because there's some differences. But yes, in that you turn the car on, you press the gas, and it's not like you're pushing that heavy hunk of metal down the road. And I think a lot of times as we're trying to grow our fan base and grow viewership, it feels like we're pushing the heavy hunk of metal down the road. I instead want to build an engine that makes it a little bit easier for you. Yes, there's still work involved, but certainly you can go a lot further, a lot faster. And this is day 4 of 5 of the Creatorwood Bootcamp. Today's all about scaling your viewership. For those who've stayed tuned, you can find all the episodes linked down below completely for free. And in day 1, we covered how to pick a great story idea. In day 2, we covered how to build a pilot process. And then day 3 was all about actually turning your pilot, testing if there's demand for it, and then creating your full-fledged movie or show using AI. Creatorwood is a platform that turns any story idea into a movie or show using AI. It's revolutionary, and it even helps you make money from those movies and shows by being able to sell it. Think of it like combining Netflix, yet of your own AI creative partner to help you make movies in less than a day. It's incredible. And together, we're opening up a new world here where you don't need Hollywood gatekeepers to make a movie anymore. You just need a laptop, a story, and passion. So I'm glad you're here today. And our whole goal is to help you build a business doing this. So let's talk about how we can now take the foundations of a strong business and turn it into a huge business, a lot of viewers, a lot of movie money. So the key here is that building a viewer growth engine is how you scale your viewership, but you need to do this after you've built foundation, right? Like, think about it. If we use the car analogy, if you don't have a road to drive on, having an engine in a car that's driving through the woods is very dangerous. You're going to hit a tree very quickly. It's not going to be very productive, right? We need a road to drive on. And the last 3 days have been giving us that road, that pathway, getting the foundation of, do we have a film viewers want? Can we now make that film? Which we tried to break down in a way that's easy and simple. Now that we've done that, we can now build the growth engine to move along our road much, much faster and with less effort. And that's what day 4 of this bootcamp is all about. So a viewer growth engine, as we mentioned, is a scalable system that brings new fans to your film every day without you manually promoting it. Let me give you an example. If you're growing without a viewer growth engine, it's almost like being on the side of a city street, handing out menus. Okay. It's great. You can get people to come to your restaurant that way. It takes a lot of work. And if you want to somehow get 10 people to come to your restaurant, you have to do just as much work to find them as the next 10 people because you're just handing out flyers. What would be a scalable way to do that? Well, a scalable way to do that would be to hire people to pass out flyers. So you're not the one actually individually doing it. And then they could pass out flyers throughout the whole city. And maybe they could even go to other cities and you can open up new restaurant locations without you actually having to manually hand out the flyers. That sounds really nice, right? Odds are you're not going to be handing out movie posters on the side of the street. Although, candidly, if one of y'all does do that, please let me know because that sounds amazing and I'd love to support the project because it just seems like a fun viral stunt. But in reality, you're probably going to want to use a different type of viewer growth engine. And there's going to be 3 that we talk about today. Content, which is basically free content you post online, paid advertising, and collaborations. It can feel overwhelming at first, but the truth is you don't need all these viewer growth engines to scale. You just need one. So let's dive in. First is content. In short, make your film sell itself, right? Every clip, every character, even every line of dialogue in your film is potential content, right? So here's how we can turn our film into a content marketing engine. First of all, how many of you have scrolled through TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and seen clips of, old shows like, let's say, Friends or The Office in your feed? I know I have. I've especially seen a lot of the Friends. There's specific shows that get clipped. Little dirty secret here. There's actually clip farms, folks who normally work overseas in countries like Pakistan, and they get paid on a CPM basis, which is cost per meal or per 1,000 views. to actually clip up content like this. I can't verify if there's deals like this going on for Friends and other Hollywood shows, but I definitely know that people do this and that shows have done this before. So you can do this as well. And you don't need a clip farm necessarily. Instead, Creatorwood actually helps you slice your episodes into trailers, something that we're building into the platform. And in the meantime, you literally have all your different shots, all your different scenes. You can pick out the different scenes that and unhook cliffhangers, scenes that are funny, scenes that hit different emotional beats, that'll hook someone into the story, and post them online, and actually get viewership from it, because you can literally turn your show and movie that's already been made into like endless amazing content. A bonus here is actually creating character blogs, so content native to social platforms. And essentially, imagine if you had like an epic fantasy character in faraway world, and you created a vlog where they're sharing their life in this world, a day in the life, get ready with me, all these things you'd see, vlog formats do well. The thing is, you have Bigfoot vlogs and other things like this taking off on social media right now using AI tools. This is a huge category of content. You can basically insert your character into this and build a social profile for your character so that they then want to watch the movie or show that they're featured in. Next up is paid ads or paid advertising. This is the most scalable and controllable engine. Here's why. Organic content, you don't have to necessarily spend money out of pocket to get reach, but you get reach based on what the platforms give you, right? And all that's basically based off of how much views your short form videos get. You might have a video go viral and you might have a very good week. And you might have a month where videos aren't hitting as much and sales drop. Paid ads are more predictable. There's still ups and downs, of course, but you can put in, control your budget. If you're putting in, let's say $500 a day into paid ads, which you should not be starting with that much money. But if you were scaling up to that, now you kind of can tell, okay, I'm getting this much impressions for $500. Now, sometimes ads fatigue and they don't have the same performance on the same amount of spend, right? Like it's possible that $500 gets you maybe 100 new viewers one day and gets you 75 new viewers the next day. But the sort of peaks and valleys with paid ads are much less than with organic content on average. Now, here's kind of the formula for how we run paid ads and what really, really matters. One is the lifetime value. This is how much a viewer spends and with us, right? So if we have a movie that's $15 to purchase, you're going to make $12 from it on Creatorwood, right? Because it's payment processing fee. And then we take a little bit as a platform just to run operations, server costs, and support. Then let's say you have another movie in a series, another movie in a series. There's actually 5 movies in total in the series. Well, if they were to purchase all the movies, you'd make $60. But let's say an average that people watch 3 movies on average. So then you'll make $30 an average. That's your lifetime value for that series. Now, what we want to ensure is that your customer acquisition cost is 1/3 of that or less, so that you can acquire a customer to at least purchase movie 1 for less than $10. And why we want that 3x return on our ad spend for LTV is we want to make sure that we have enough money to cover production costs, which aren't crazy expensive, but they're not nothing. There could be thousands of dollars per movie. And then we also want to ensure that we have enough money to be able to pay ourselves, to be able to potentially pay other people who help us work in the business, to have some breathing room and spare change and savings. This is all really, really important stuff. And this is where customer acquisition costs and LTV come in. Paid ads is mostly an equation of your CAC to your LTV. And ultimately, then the game becomes how much clicks can you get at what price and what's your conversion rate. And the cheaper you can get clicks and the higher your conversion rate, the lower your CAC will be. But it doesn't matter really what your CAC is until you know that you're actually have room to spend and be profitable. And that's where your LTV comes in. Now, in terms of actually making ads work, the big thing here is I've seen, especially like Drama Box and Reel Shorts, they've been using like scenes from their shows, especially episode 1, and ending it with the cliffhangers that people need to watch more. So the ad's actually a video, but basically a call to action to like keep watching for free in the platform. And you keep watching episode 2, you get hooked in the platform, and then you just pay for future episodes, right? On these platforms, AI targets the viewers that are engaging with your ads. They'll target similar viewers. So you don't really need to have set targeting. You just need to monitor your CAC, LTV, your click-through rate, and your conversion rate. And then once effective, you can start to scale your spend. You can spend $100. You can spend $1,000. As long as you keep making your money back, ads can be super, super powerful. And in a matter of weeks, you can start to grow from, okay, I am making a couple of dollars to making thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, next is collaborations. This is our third viewer growth engine. And again, you should only focus on one of these collaborations goes underrated. I think it's a really great one to start with. So you can grow here without paying a dime out of pocket. And truthfully, sometimes the best growth comes from other creators. You can swap out shout outs with fellow AI filmmakers. You both can share your film with each other's audience. You can co-release a mini series. So maybe you work with another creator, or you all create like a short series that like ties together. So you each release short films that then drive into your larger series and bigger films. Think about like an anthology, right? A film anthology. You can ask TikTok reviewers to feature your film, so you can like send it to creators and see if they'll watch it. And you can also obviously do crossover episodes, shared universe, feature someone else's character in your films. Think about all the different cameos that take place, in television already. You can utilize these cameos and actually like make both your fan bases really want to watch both films. Like, what if one fan base loves this romantic film and there's this other romantic comedy film, and one of the romantic characters gets featured in the romantic comedy? Of course, everyone wants to watch it. And one of the rom-com characters featured in the romantic. You can do these universe crossovers that are authentic, really creative, and can kill it in collaborations. And there's really no limit to how many people you can collaborate with, right? You can collaborate with dozens of people. The key here, though, is collaborating with a few high profile people with deep integrated collaborations and long-term partnerships is better than doing 100 spray and pray that you hope works. And that's really it here. One last thing I'll call out and say is that this is a lot of information about the viewer growth engines. And if you want to dive in more, I have a course all about this. It's called the Six Figure Film Accelerator. And most of the course, we're diving into how to build your viewer growth engine, how exactly to run paid ads, how exactly to grow content that goes viral on social platforms. From everything I've learned running paid ads over the last 5 years, publishing 12 books, helping authors make millions of dollars a year in helping authors make millions of dollars a year selling books, and even working for Mr. Beast. So through all of this, I've learned so much about growing online, and I want to help give you that information so that you can apply it to your film business. So if you want to join the Six Figure Film Accelerator, you can get it linked in the description. With that said, I hope to see you all in Creatorwood. Y'all are amazing. And as always, don't forget, your story deserves to be seen.